Often when I think about emerging markets, Andy, it's in places like China where factories are pumping out goods at lightning speed. That's what it's all about.
Yes, Tara, maybe we should now have to revise that imagery, because when you look at, taking surplus labor from farms and, putting them in the world's factories, so to speak, in China, and then giving these workers, bigger machines, better tools, and then expect them to crank out more and more output year after year. Now, this entire model is perhaps now looking tired, and the next round of productivity increase, when and if it does happen, will need to happen because of technological innovation and skill deepening.
Tired model, then. Does that lead to a very gloomy outlook for emerging markets and higher costs?
Well, let's look at it this way, because when you have productivity growth, then you can have wage growth without inflation. When you have wage growth, you have domestic consumption. When you don't have productivity growth, then you are forever reliant on demand in developed countries. Now, China doesn't want to perform that role anymore, nor do other emerging markets as well. Everybody wants sustainable domestic production, consumption, and growth. Now, that is something in which productivity plays a very key role, and that's why asset allocators especially will be a little worried that emerging markets are now beginning to look tired.
It sort of seems like the blurring of the lines between DM and EM emerging markets. And how slow could productivity go? Will it be like the 35-hour work week in France? That slow?
No, let's look at what the Conference Board is projecting for this year. It's saying that labor productivity growth in emerging markets will actually be increasing a little bit from last year, but nevertheless will be stabilizing at something like 3.6%. Now, this is a big come down from 5 to 7% growth that the emerging markets, the developing economies, were accustomed to before 2007. So, and meanwhile, labor productivity growth is picking up in developed world, and the gap therefore is narrowing. And this is what investors will be watching very closely, this narrowing of the labor productivity growth differential.
So it sounds like for those getting wary about emerging markets, there's also a lot more to worry about if you look long term.